What's the song that plays as everyone's leaving?
I think it's public domain.
Yeah.
Where it's like, one breath.
It's not public domain.
It's not. Come on. Everyone come here. You're the only known family of Datu Babalato. And I would assume that this belongs to you now.
Natural one.
So when you look into the corner, I'm actually not there anymore. I'm actually right behind you.
Does Barb know or recognize the handwriting?
It's Baba's.
Okay.
Do you open the book?
Again?
Uh-huh.
So when I get it back, I like look at it again, and then I'll still like thumb through it.
Okay, so when you thumb through it now, there's a page where you stop on, and there's actual writing on that page.
Oh shoot.
And that says, and this is kind of, you're reading it, but somehow magically, it's your Lolo's voice that you remember.
Oh.
And once you're reading it, it says, I am known to be a leader of a community. And I have taken care of my people as if they were children of my own family. I have very few regrets in life. I wish my blood family would understand how loved they are. And you fully get immersed in this message, and in your mind, it's not his voice saying this now, and it's a flashback of when you were a kid. And you see you're hiding behind a pillar in Castle Paru Paru, in this great hall, and you see Datu Baba training just like future warriors, and one of his students, it's a very 1v like 3 situation, and the lesson is land a strike. And these warriors are coming at Datu, and they can't get him. And he kind of sees you in the corner, and he says, class is over for today. Everyone get out. But in like a very joking way, where it's like, okay, get out. And the students pay their respect, and you run up to him, and you like wind up for the biggest kid punch, and you deck him straight in the gut. Bow! And he kind of brushes it off, but he, as an adult, you can tell like this didn't hurt him at all. But you remember this moment as a kid and thinking you just defeated the gods themselves with this punch. And you see him brush it off, and he goes, okay, Barb, you know. And he puts his hand to your forehead, and he kind of holds it there until you grab his hand. And it's like a gesture you've done every time, and you were taught to do this every time you saw him. And you're walking through, and you kind of go for a walk in the Great Garden and into the city, and you see he buys, you guys stop at Cherry's, and he picks up an empanada, right? Just like a bag of them, and he breaks one in half and gives you one. And you come across this like a really poor like goblin, right? And you can tell that they're very hungry, and he hands the bag of empanadas to the goblin, and he actually hands his half to the child. And you get into this conversation. You're very confused by this gesture. And what do you say?
That's why did you do that?
If I can teach you one lesson, and I know I'm not your teacher, but if there's one lesson to be learned from this time, it's the strongest power of all is kindness. And the greatest weapon you can ever wield is a good heart. And because you're a kid, you kind of give him this like, what does that even mean? And he kind of tussles your hair, and he's like, you'll get it someday, you know. And flashback kind of reverts to you hearing his voice, and says, "You must spread your strength and the strength of our family into the world."
And we don't hear any of this, right?
No.
So
So all you see is like,
And that's your information to share, or
Right.
not, or like.
so it's like that's happening as I'm like, and then there's actual like words. How much? Just the first words that you said, and the rest is like a flashback.
The stuff in his voice is written.
Is written. So the whole.
The flashback is not.
Okay.
It's you see it in your brain, like you envision it.
Okay. So Barb looks at the book. He reads it.
While he's reading, I'm going to lower my javelin finally.
poise.
For the record.
Yeah.
For the record.
You see,
like 2 hours. But like I'm
the
gonna lower.
only one paying attention to you is Dumaga, where he's like,
It's like the moment whenever somebody just like
yeah,
has it on their hip.
yeah.
Your arm gets tired.
Like that's kind of the only thing
Crap.
he's been watching for the. He's like,
So like when I lower my javelin, I walk up to Pepe, and I just look down on him, and I just stare at him for a second, like,
What's up, big man?
"You make weapons?
I make weapons.
I may need them."
I can probably do that for you.
Good.
If you pay. I'm not
And
gonna
then he
do
just
it.
in his pockets. He's like, "I'll see you tomorrow."
All right, sounds good.
And then I'll pick up like whatever, if there's a beer around, and then I'll just like
I knew I liked this guy.
swig it.
also you just fully drank Datu Dumaga's beer, where he's kind of like,
There's a beer around. Cherry sees that and she pours you another one.
Yeah. So I'll also like with that, still in it, and then I do see that you're like reading and you're like in it.
Yeah. So I look like I've seen a ghost. Like I'm just like really confused. And then I guess snap out of it, and then like close the book really slowly. And then just
I will say you do open it again, and when you open the cover, that passage still remains.
this one.
Yeah.
Is
So,
it
like-
that one and the new passage, or?
So the,
Who's asking?
Oh, sorry.
yeah, so,
Is
Interesting.
so scary.
So while he's like closing the book, I'll also have the javelin in my hand, and I'll point it to him. It's like it's hell of aggressive.
Damn.
And I was like, "And as for you."
Oh my.
yeah,
And
so
then
wait, before
Yeah.
that happens, so
Sure.
it's like I read and then like as I'm closing, I thumb through it, and there's nothing else in any of the other pages.
Correct.
Like I'll do one of like these, like it's like
Mm-hmm. Correct.
and then slowly close it.
I will say the stuff that you read that you saw imprinted only appears for you.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
no,
so-
but no one else sees that. Because he's still
I'll
living.
give you guys this. Kat is kind of, because of her kind of like proximity and her personality of like kind of checking her surroundings constantly. You know what? Make a perception check.
Tight.
Tight.
Tight, dog.
Also-
Perception. I forgot this earlier. I didn't realize this. My perception has a +3.
Hey.
18.
Nice.
You will say, when he was reading the book, you glanced over, and he looked like he was reading nothing.
Okay. But he was just staring at it intensely?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then you have
Yeah.
your spirit.
So and I'm pointing my spirits like, as for you,
So I'm sitting and then I look.
and I'll stare at you for just a second, like a beat, and then I'll lower my javelin.
Are you okay?
Not having heart attacks over here.
Hypertension.
You.
Do you want me to hold your javelin, sir?
I don't even recognize that you're talking to me because I'm so intensified with it, and I'm just like, I don't think Datu would want us to fight today.
What's that? I agree.
This Datu wouldn't want you to fight as well.
And yeah, so I do that, and then I aggressively stab the floor with my javelin.
Hey.
Sweetie.
And
Stay at the restaurant.
and
That was
and
really close.
And I pick up one of the fallen empanadas that you were holding.
It's slightly singed a
poke
little
it?
bit.
Yeah, slightly
Oh, you
since.
stabbed
So
the
I
empanada.
I
Okay,
just
I was about to be the floor.
I swear I was gonna do this before like the whole thing, but I gestured the empanada towards you.
Scary.
We just stabbed the empanada.
Yeah, like as if I'm giving it to him as like a sign of
Oh my-
like.
Oh, like it doesn't
Like a
damage the
Like
floor.
It doesn't
I'm
damage
stabbing
the
it
actual
and I'm
floor.
giving it to
The
you as like
important
like a peace offering,
It's a pot sticker.
That's like a peaceful gesture.
like a peaceful gesture.
A pot sticker.
And then I quickly bring it away, grab the empanada, take a bite of it, and walk away.
Oh.
Whoa. Is that like a...
Power move.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a. Yeah, it's a power move.
Did that confuse anybody else, or is that just me?
You like walk out of the restaurant?
No, I just walk away. I'm just walking like I'm walking away to brood again.
Okay.
I'm basically at a
Another
chair.
5 feet
Like I just
away.
sit down and I'm just like I'm eating an empanada because like I was like I'm brooding, but also like this food smells so good I had to have some. So that was my way of just like I want the empanada.
Double.
It's mine.
Okay.
I need to eat something and it was really good. Yeah, basically it. And then I'm just brooding with an empanada. Like, just like that.
And Dumagat kind of looks at you, Barb, and he's like, I don't understand how that first page has writing. Because, and also very drunk, to be honest, I tried to open the book. Sorry. And apparently there's a spell on it that the book smacks you in the hand. And he holds up his hand and it's all bandaged. I've tried so many times. And I don't know how you were able to touch it. Also, like, I think Cherry touched
Yeah, I
it. as
touched it.
well.
I picked it up.
I don't know how any of you could touch this
Whoa.
thing.
I think Pepe hearing that's like, can I see the book? I want to see if it smacks me in the hand.
Right?
Bets? Anybody bets? Smacks me in the hand.
Cat, like, as like she's watching this happen, she's like just like staring intensely at like Pepe's hand just to see like what the reaction of the book will be.
The reaction of the book.
But then also like she's just like sitting there just being like, how much? She just goes like, I want gold piece.
So quiet.
I got one gold piece on hitting me in the hand. On
That's
hitting me?
like, wait,
Yeah,
that's a
on,
lot
on
of money.
it, on it.
That's like,
She's rich.
That's
She's
a-
rich.
That's
I'll
true.
Wait, is that a lot?
no, it's a lot of money.
Wait, is that a lot?
No, it's a
I'll
little
do it.
bit. If you want to do more.
She's rich.
I know. A gold piece is like a salary. Like it's, well, I don't know. How does money work
I'll
out?
do one gold piece if it hits you.
A gold can buy all of
Wait.
your lunch for a
Wait,
day.
if it hits you, yeah.
I get a gold piece or you get a gold piece?
Wow.
How does this work, Doctor? What's my...
How does betting?
Just give me the book.
What does betting work?
I'll bet you. Three gold pieces
Damn.
and a button. That
Shit, I hope I get that button.
I'm gonna bet that it hits you in the hand.
I'll go against that just for balance. Is that
Okay.
betting?
Yes.
Is this how you bet?
Nice try.
Okay.
I'll bet you 3 gold pieces and a button.
I'll
Go
do
ahead.
1 gold piece if it doesn't hit you.
So Bat is in the corner, like at the table, and like he hears like the impending violence. So he smirks a little bit and puts his feet on the table so that you can lift it out of it.
Okay.
Just like kind of waiting, like, oh, all right, someone might get hurt. All right.
Hand it over.
So you hand
Can
it
somebody help me out?
okay, so wait,
Wait.
wait, who's touching this book?
I think
I've
it's
seen
just
it.
supposed
Straight,
to be
it's
like
a straight,
this.
yeah.
Oh, it was straight, okay.
Yeah.
Like physically, look how little my arms are, Dre. I can't reach that far over.
So as you
Are you-
And
are you-
that's
are you-
Austin.
are you-
That's
are
Austin
you-
talking.
Are you like getting off your seat to like grab it from his seat because you're drunk, or like what's the move?
I'm just like, I think we're at the table together.
Okay.
He just
Yeah.
passes it to me across
Okay,
the table.
so I think what Barb does, he puts it in front of you, right, on the table. And you're kind of in this like, I'm drunk, let's go. And everyone's kind of just like in this moment of like suspense for a second. And Dumaga's just like counting his money. And he's like, right? And then Pepe, what does Pepe do?
With like a flourish, you kind of.
Picks it up and it feels very warm. It feels like friendship.
Fuck, it feels like friendship.
And then
Nobody else talked to him about it.
you see Dumaga just like, and just on the table, you see his like, and then the button like blink, like it's like coin, blink, and it's just like you can tell that was like his net worth, and just like, and he pushes it towards you.
Yeah, I scoop it up and I put it in my my tunic.
And
Does he
And
get to
then
add 3 gold?
You add
pieces?
3 gold.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
I got.
You freaking
wait,
add 3
you
gold.
add 2 gold
I
pieces.
get 2 because
You add 1.
You
That's
get 1,
right,
yeah.
That's right.
And a button.
Who gets the button?
And
And
8
a-
bucks.
I get the button.
You get the button.
She doesn't need a button.
Oh shit. It's not plastic.
I think just holding the book and feeling the friendship, I think Pepe would open and thumb
You
through
open it, and once you see you also notice, so the point is still glowing from his thing. You open the book.
Yeah, Pepe definitely examines the point and tries to. He kind of does, I guess, a perception check and kind of sees if he can tell how the magic of this book works.
Yeah.
Kind of sees if.
Does he-
what kind of
Are
enchantment this is.
you investigating it as a magical item or just as a book? Because those are different checks.
Ooh.
Because there's an Arcana check.
And also, how
and then
drunk are you?
perception.
I would do a.
Yeah, if he's too drunk, that would be at a
Disadvantage.
disadvantage.
No.
Yeah,
I think
I'll do a disadvantage on that.
no. For Pepe, it's an advantage.
Advantage?
Oh, Pepe
Oh,
advantage.
Pepe's an advantage when he's drunk?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's that
Nice.
uncle.
He's that kind of no.
I'm a functioning alcoholic. So I'm gonna do a perception check, and you said with advantage.
Are you examining the book or the magic of the book?
The magic of the book would be Arcana, yeah. I want to do an Arcana check then.
Okay.
Yeah.
With advantage, Arcana check for the book. You know what? Go ahead.
Oh, fucking nat 20.
You get
First nat 20 of the game.
Yeah, baby.
Oh my god, episode.
The first drunk nat 20.
Okay, so you open the book, and it feels very familiar. It feels like friendship. You open the book to the first page, and then it reads what?
One cannot receive blessings from a closed fist.
And so what you realize is that there's a custom of the islands, which to your elders is called, the way you receive blessings from your elders, or how you greet them, is you take the back of their hand and you place it on your forehead. And you examine the
You're
cover.
younger than me.
No, I'm not.
No, in the game.
Oh, yeah, in
You
the
examine the
game.
cover.
Wait.
Sorry.
And you find it odd that on the cover is a hand upside down, and it's not the front of a hand.
It's the back.
And you also, with your Arcana check, very perceptive drunk you are, notice that the way that point started to glow was right after Barb got hit in the head.
Barb got hit on the head.
When Kat swung the book and hit the back of the head.
Barb, hear me out. Can I hit you in the head with this?
I'm like,
Make a persuasion check. This time, I want to say with disadvantage.
Okay, this is.
so it's gonna be his persuasion versus my
I would say Constitution.
constitution.
Um,
Okay. Or my intelligence.
Intelligence.
Sure, let's do intelligence.
I'm not like good in either, so it won't be that difficult.
3. No, -1, 2. So I actually said, can I hit you in the head, please?
I'm like, no.
Fair enough.
Okay, so
Wait,
with your,
as he's
Wait,
trying
so,
to pass
yeah.
it, as he's trying to pass it back,
Yeah.
I snatch the book. I turn around.
make a dexterity.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Slide of
Dexterity.
hand.
Uh,
Sleight of hand.
Because you also
Where's the
wandered
dexterity
away.
check?
He wandered away from the table to go brood again.
Don't need to go.
So
Yeah.
are you having to dive back to the bar?
Oh, yeah.
Or, like dive across the table?
oh, I'm a barbarian. I'm
I,
gonna do
I
it.
still want to say sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay.
Sleight of hand. Okay, hold on.
Make it with advantage because you're taking from a drunk person.
Okay, cool.
You got the momentum.
True. All right, hold on. Right here. And then with advantage, right?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Ooh.
What's the other one?
It's a 1 on that one.
16.
Okay.
So 16, and then it's sleight of hand, right? Plus 1, so 17.
But you rolled a nat 1.
Well,
Yeah, but that's
that's
but it's with
advantage.
advantage. So then that
Advantage.
one, yeah.
Okay,
it
okay.
goes, so it's a 16,
16.
17.
I would say you grab it and then you pause. You have it in your hand, and you pause. And it's interesting because now you feel the book warm as well, but you weren't expecting to feel warm. You were expecting to be holding an inanimate object. So now this book to you feels like alive, without you expecting it. What do you do?
So do I also see the symbol?
Yep.
Okay, so can I make a religion check? To see if like I recognize the symbol as like maybe part of like a religion I practice.
You don't have to. That symbol is, you notice it's the symbol tattooed on Datu's arm.
Okay. So to me, the warmth, it actually, the warmth and the what is it the same kind of like I have like a family feel or like?
Because you don't know how it felt to everyone else.
Yeah.
The warmth you feel is that of someone unexpected taking care of you. Like, you know when a stranger kind of tells you your shoe's untied? It's that feeling.
Okay.
It's the like, oh, there are good people in the world.
Yeah.
That feeling.
So as I'm holding the book, like I have those feelings. It to me it's a reminiscence of what Datu did for me.
Okay.
And like a slight tears coming out of my eye. So I immediately just dropped the book from kind of like the frightening Like to me, the sensation was kind of frightening to be so vulnerable.
Cat immediately
Yeah.
catches it.
Okay, so
Okay.
Cat catches it, and
Did you say out loud that it's the back of a hand?
Yeah, I would say yeah. Yeah, I did.
Do I have to roll to see? Okay, Cat hearing that and know it's the back of a hand, and then she hit Barb in the head. She goes to like put her forehead like on the book, like this.
okay, and then you feel a force kind of repel from the book, where it's like the release of a hug, and you see on the cover another one of the rays start to glare.
So there's two glowing rays now?
There's two glowing rays.
Okay. Is it like, are they
Took us a
opposed in
while.
the ray, or is it just like the next one over?
It's puzzle over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Cat,
You know you want.
yeah. Well, no. Okay. So I think the whole thing is that like she wants, or no. I'll make it easy. Cat turns to the other people that are around, and she just like tells them, "We have to bless the book, or like we have to bless it. If Datu wanted, I felt something warm when I touched the book, like you felt something warm. Did you guys feel a feeling of warmth when you touched this book?
Yeah.
That's right.
And Datu, you didn't.
I knew you just held it.
Oh,
Right?
Sensation.
Don't make
Yeah,
the guy
you-
feel
it
bad.
hit you.
Jesus.
I just want to make sure. This is purely
is-
for science.
This is like completely like. What do you think?
Oh,
he
wait.
holds up like this bandaged ass hand, and he's like hiccuping from like
Yeah.
just being blasted.
Okay.
Does Cherry, is Datu Dumaga older or younger than Datu Baba?
Same age.
Same age? Okay.
So Kat like turns to the rest of the folks that are here and just says like, I think you have to bless the book, and I don't know what it could mean, but if you felt a warm feeling touching the book, Kat's gonna look around at the rest of the restaurant. Are they alone?
Yeah, it's just you guys left.
Okay, cool.
I will say that Barb is still kind of processing,
Spooked.
a little bit spooked, and I think you would actually advise her on what's going on with the book, because
Oh, yeah. Okay, so then as she says, like, hey, I felt this warm feeling. Because I don't think I'd said that I felt the feeling. So, like, because I also don't know if anybody else, because obviously he told us when we were holding it, but it wasn't like.
I said it felt
Tell
like
us.
friendship.
Yeah, you said I feel friendship.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
And then
like,
I started
as-
crying,
as
so
you,
maybe-
yeah, you said that, and then I
Yeah.
kind of like, I'm still spooked, and then noticed everyone's reaction. And then as you said that, it felt warm. And then I'm like, that's really interesting. And then when I was reading it, and then I shared the story of the like flashback, and then I'm like, I think you're onto something with the blessing of the book.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense than beating Barb with the book. I think that's the answer to the puzzle.
Yeah, and I'm like, I think I got a half blessing because of
Did it hit him right on the forehead?
It was the back of the head.
Yeah.
and then
So when Kat hears that of just like you saying that, like I think it only partially worked, like she's going to like cautiously offer like your forehead to the book
So yeah, I bless it, like
fully.
fully.
yeah,
Okay.
the ray that lit up when he it's the
When-
same,
when
but
he received
a little
Baba?
a little brighter.
Okay.
I will say that the intense urge that Kat gets, just like because she's so inquisitive and her head is like, very intelligence-based, that life, your curiosity gets the best of you.
And I want to open the book. I open the book.
And so you're flipping through pages, and then you suddenly stop at one, and there is writing. And in Datu's voice, it says, "This was an interesting week at the Consejo meeting. Reina Mudra Silim has graced the halls of Castle Paru Paru. She usually doesn't come to these council meetings, but it was a very special occasion. Datu Dumagat went through the usual business, blah, 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 nothing of importance as usual." And as you're kind of hearing this in your head, it seems familiar of like his kind of lack of formal politics, like his lack of respect for formal politics. As the meeting adjourned, Reina introduced me to a very interesting girl, a dwarf girl, but spirit like fire. Couldn't be older than 15. She asked me to look out for her and teach her what it means to be a leader. And I questioned why Reina couldn't do it herself. I assume that she doesn't want this sweet child getting mixed up in all the dark dealings associated with being a Silim. And as you know that like your family is mixed in with, you have Aswang blood in you, and you kind of know what, gets stereotyped with people of Aswang blood, and you know how a lot of dark dealings happen through your people and the people your mother governs. And the voice continues, "I know Reina Mudra can have her edge to her, but I sense goodness within." And then you get into this flashback moment. And it's still kind of his voice, and it's still a flashback, but it's you introducing yourself, but just like the motion, but it's still his voice. And the girl introduced herself as Katapang something something. So it's too long. I'm just gonna call you Kat. And the voice keeps going. She's definitely your mother's child. But there's something else, something a little bit more. And of course, I let her follow me through the great garden, and so you see this image of you guys walking, and kind of him pointing out like going through the motions of rent, like usual first date student stuff, and suddenly he's interested in this one area of the garden, and it's a bird, and the bird looks really sick. Oh, what does Kat do?
Kat is looking at the bird as she's walking with Datu Baba, and she kind of glances at it and like sniffs the air, because she's trying to pick up like how close to death is this bird?
It's pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yep.
How long has it been since we've had lunch?
I would say probably an hour. You look up at Datu Baba, and he goes like this.
Can I roll? Kat is wrestling with, should I eat this bird?
Mm-hmm.
Does he want me to eat it, or does he want me to help it? Can it? I'm trying to.
I would say,
Can I just ask him?
yeah, you can just ask him.
You're like,
Yeah.
I'm 15.
Just like a 15-year-old black man who's like, so do you, wait, so when you said, is this, do you want me to eat with my hands?
Help the bird.
Oh.
And so what happens is you
Like, so I go to heal the bird.
you go and heal the bird. So you lay your hand.
It's not the food hand.
Yeah. And so you kind of put your hands
I put my hands on the bird.
as close as you can get.
Yeah.
Bird dies.
Oh.
Cat
feathers are singed, and what happens is he puts his hand on your shoulder, and it's kind of, you've messed up in your life before, and you've seen how your brothers and your mother have reacted to you messing up. And
I'm like fully anticipating being scolded.
yeah. This hand on your shoulder is not that feeling. This hand on your shoulder is comfort. And it's foreign, but you know it's comfort. Because anything else is comfort from what you're used to.
I just look up at Baba and I'm just kind of like, I'm sorry.
And
I'm
he's
sorry.
like,
I didn't mean to. I don't know what I'm doing.
and he kind of lets out this chuckle of like, you know, this was meant to happen. And he casts Revivify on the bird.
Kat is just like looking at that happen and she's just kind of like, was this a test? Are you testing me right now?
And he tells you, a test and a lesson are two different things. You have the power of heat, which can be harmful, but it can also be helpful. Know the difference.
I think Kat's like trying to take that in and being like wrestling with that for a second, and then like kind of leans in really close to Datu and is just like, can you help me figure out the difference?
And Datu kind of goes back into the journal voice, and he says, she followed me every morning, asking about healing and clericism, and he says, you know, that girl's really hesitant about a lot of things. And she bothered me every day. I don't think she believes in herself as much as she should. But there's this great power. And like, you've noticed, because you're very receptive of how people perceive you, this whole journal entry you were mentioned as like this child and this kid. And at the end of it, I don't think she believes in herself as much as she should. There's great power in this young lady. Reina Mudra is a smart one. She's a shit Sumkat player, but she's a great leader. And even a better mother. The journal entry ends right there.
Kat is like quiet, like, it's not that the crying at the funeral was like performative. It was just like her anxiety keying her up. The kind of like quiet cry that she has to herself as she's remembering all of that is just kind of like if everything at the funeral was just kind of like embers and like just kind of like crackling, the tears that she's getting now, it almost feels like a simmer. Where it's that like she doesn't want it to fall, and she's like kind of wrestling with a lot of different things, with like a lot of the mention of her mother, as well as like all these lovely things that Datu Baba said, and then also reflecting on like he kept on saying kid over and over and over again, and Kat just being like, yeah, no, I am just a kid. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. And then everyone's kind of looking at this book, and there's like 2 rays that are fully illuminated.
Kat fully like just like wipes a tear away. She's like, just put your forehead on it. Just put it on it. Just put it on there. Just put it on there. Just put your forehead on it.
Who are you asking?
Just put your forehead on it. I don't know who it, like I think like Kat's like looking at anyone and like just put your forehead on it.
Yeah.
Duma got totally like My hand.
You want to make another bet?
He goes through his pockets and he's like,
You got another button?
and he's like trying to like look in if he's like, he like got any coin stuck in his bandage.
Cat watches
Pepe,
tears,
just do
she's
it.
like,
Just do it.
I have nothing left.
Whatever. Pepe blesses the book,
Uh,
and then after seeing your reaction, he's of course thinking like, oh shit, I gotta read this.
yeah.
There's definitely stuff in there after the fact, so he does flip through the pages.
Right. It transports you to like a setting where you don't recognize the type of people that you're seeing in your mind. And it's 2 weaponsmiths. And you kind of are already in, and you slightly sober up because you yourself so kind of ingrained in that craft.
Oh shit, I'm at work
what-
now.
Huh?
I'm like, oh shit, I'm at work now.
Yeah. So like once
sober up.
you hear weapons, you're
Yeah.
on, right? And you hear 2 weaponsmiths talking shop and arguing about who can make the finest blade. And you know that's like your shit. That's like, you know, fantasy football for you,
Yeah.
right? Football is this. It's okay. And there's 2 weaponsmiths arguing at a river, arguing who can make the best blade. One of the weaponsmiths digs his blade into the river, and you see this blade, anything that comes across it, it cuts. There's a leaf, right in half. There's a rock, right in half. It's cutting fish. It's cutting many fish. It's cutting leaves, rocks, twigs, easily like butter. He pulls it back out, and he does the like, you know, in samurai, like with blood, like he like swipes it off and kind of like sheaths it. And the next guy, you can kind of tell already that like this blade doesn't look as sharp as the other one, cosmetically. So he sticks it in the river, and this blade is cutting a lot of the same stuff. A leaf would go by, cut it right in half, stick, rock, like bigger rocks. And then like fish would swim, and the fish would kind of like swim around it. And then like small like animals would like kind of go around it, but like sticks and all this stuff, right? And he takes his blade out, and he's very like proud of what his blade can do. And he says, I win. The other guy's like, dude, you're full of shit. Like, my blade cut everything. Fish, rocks, your blade didn't even cut the fish. And he goes, my blade respects life. And it kind of pans back out to a scene of Baba telling you this at the bar. And you're like, this is complete garbage. Like, he's trying to convince you of this like kind of thing, right? And then, I mean, you're both very drunk, and he tells you, he's like, growing up, my Lola always told me these stories of gods that governed all of existence, heroes who discovered our lands and the monsters that shaped fear within the hearts of our people, right? Do you know which stories excited me the most? The ones about the monsters, like very whispery, the ones about the monsters. Because now we know that monsters can be beaten. As if it's some great like epiphany, right? And it goes into the voice, the journal voice, and he's like, I go drinking a lot, and tonight I got drunk with one of my best friends, Pepe Lechon. And then written in, because he was drunk writing it, he's like, Pepe Lechon, for real, that's his name. Right? And he's like, he's known throughout Timandok for the best. And the scene's back in the bar, flashback, and he's like, now let me tell you, Pepe Lechon. For real, that's your name.
I know, how crazy is that?
he tells you that about these stories of monsters that like that shake the earth. These monsters are real, and he asks you, Pepe Lechon, could you make a weapon that could defeat such monsters? Right? And you kind of take it as like a challenge, but also like, whoa, what would you do for $1 million? Like that,
Yeah.
like, okay.
He would say, like Pepe would say, like, I want to try.
And like he gets loud in the bar, this empty ass bar. Let me tell you this, Pepe Lechon, like a carnival barker now, right? I will buy from you 1 weapon a week. You make me this weapon, right? And so there's flash, and it's kind of like a time lapse over time, and it's you like, and you remember this, you working on these like magnificent blades, these magnificent weapons, and you present them once a week to Baba, and he's like, he pays you for them, and he's like, so you take the money, and you see you taking the money, but also selling it again to someone else who would need it, right? In the journal voice again, it says, I think he's gonna sell it to whoever, and it doesn't matter. But let me tell you this, Pepe Lechon, like in the writing, like it's
Somehow it's accent.
like the,
It's in all caps.
yeah. The sharpest blade is the one that will respect life. And you close the book. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for this session. Want to thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
He's like, hey, come here.
Oh, 1 second, and I'm like still finishing up.
No, come here. I'm a Datu. You come here, please. Did you eat already?
Oh no, not yet. I mean, everybody else eats first.
That's stupid. What? What do you want me to do?
Put this to your forehead.
If I do this, will it get us closer to finding Datu's killer?
It's only one way to find out.
I may not look great now, but with your death, I'll become one of the greatest warriors.
A man literally just died. Can we just like take a day?
And I need everyone to roll for initiative.